and varied methods of analyzing students for the basis of admissions yields a more complete picture of the students and is deemed a best practice. So we're all talking best practices. We're all looking at the unitary status plan. The court then goes on to say, the district's UHS admissions process revision does not meet the best practices which are readily available from the survey schools for implementation in the district as recommended by the special master. So the district court analyzes the arguments, weighs them, does a de novo review. And in that regard, I think it's very important to stress that the district court is indeed giving the school district the attention we all believe is deserved in this very important case. And the suggestion made by counsel that the district is adopting recommendations of the special master on the day they're filed.
Are you talking about the district court? Because we have the unified school district. We have the school district and the district court.
The argument made by counsel for the school district that the district court is adopting reports and recommendations on the day they're filed is technically true in that the district court undertook to file the reports and recommendations because the special master does not have access to the electronic filing system. That does not mean that the parties and the court did not have the proposed report and recommendation well before the court ruled. The University High School ruling was December 16th. The report and recommendation is dated November 22nd and even identified as such in the excerpts of record filed by the school district. The report and recommendation on the discipline plan decided in an opinion dated November 20th, but filed with the court on December 2nd, was actually created and given to the parties in September.
How do we know that from the record?
You know it from the record because the judge refers to it as having happened in a December 2nd order, which we've put into the our supplemental report excerpts of record. I believe he refers to it as a November report elsewhere, but it's certainly a November 1 report, but it's certainly even by that reference is 3 weeks before the report and recommendation. The process, I think that's what the school district calls it, but the December 20th ruling on reconsideration, where the district court adopts recommendations, or maybe the December 2nd report, where the district adopts reports and recommendations about process, so it's the December 2nd opinion, has appended to it suggestions that were made by the special master on October 28th. They were sent to all the parties on October 28th, and we know that apart from everything else because they were appended to the submission made by the Mendoza plaintiffs on October 29th. So the court certainly had all of these documents well before it ruled. I see it's time for me to sum up, and again, what I want to stress is that there is a record process going forward. I think it's also inaccurate for anyone to believe that when we get to the point of a ruling on unitary status, that the school district is going to have to refer only to documents in the record in making its case for unitary status. What I fully anticipate will happen is that it will present the the plans it has developed. It will put in declarations explaining how it developed them. Most importantly, and we're not there yet, and this is what the court really cares about, it will show that it has implemented those plans, and it will show what the results are of those plans. That's what the court cares about.
So when do you think this is all going to end?
The unitary status plan says that the district cannot apply for unitary status until the end of 16-17 school year. The process has gone, for whatever reason, more slowly than had been anticipated. But one would hope that within a year or two after that, it will end.
A year or two after what?
16-17. So this is a hefty plan.
Yeah.
It is calling on the district to do quite a lot.
But it really looks like it's behind schedule. Is that fair?
It is behind schedule. Yes.
And I also would like some idea so I can understand this. The plan itself won't be ready till the end of the 16?
Oh, no. No, I'm sorry, Your Honor. I believed Judge Thomas was asking when we all could believe the case was over and the school district would be declared unitary. And it won't happen in 16-17, I don't believe, but it should happen, we hope, a year or two after that. The process to finalize the plans that implement this plan is really at its very end. And that's, again, part of the irony of this, because the stipulation that the parties entered into to govern the process while the appeal was going forward is, in fact, in place, is, in fact, being followed. And unless this court surprises me and renders a decision on the merits and does it quickly, I would venture to say all the plans and processes that are covered by the unitary status plan and by the stipulation will actually be in place, and to some extent it will render much of this appeal moot.
Now, before you rush off, when will the district start implementing the plan?
Oh, the district has started implementing significant parts of the plan. The plan is multi-headed, and there's no question, but it has started implementing some of them. It has already been reporting on some of them.
And when will it be fully implemented?
Pieces of it are going at different rates, but virtually all of it should be implemented, I would think, within the next couple of months.
Maybe you're the wrong one to ask, but is the district objecting basically to any of the implementation thus far?
There are real disputes between the parties about the vigor of the goals that it is setting for itself. There are many fewer disagreements between the parties about the actions that it's undertaking to move forward. I think that's the best way that I can answer it.
I don't understand what it means, the goals they're setting.
One of the things that we're asking for is that, let me give you one example. The district has a number of racially concentrated schools, including a number of racially concentrated magnet schools. We are looking for significant improvement in the racial composition and ethnic composition of those schools. What the district feels it can do and what we think it should do is an area of disagreement. What we don't disagree on very greatly is the process that should be in place to reinvigorate the magnet schools and to hold them accountable. The district has goals set for increasing the graduation rate of its Latino and African American students. We say those goals should be higher. We have debates with the district about what particular plan should be in place to achieve that. But I think it is fair to say, Judge Reinhardt, that the district has plans in place, and we're keeping our fingers crossed in terms of how successful its implementation will be. And I can only stress once again that what the district court judge has been emphatic about is that what he's looking for is assessment by the district of the policies and plans it has in place to see if they're working, and then revising those plans if necessary to get them to work better. And none of that is what we're fighting about here today.
And so you're in an experimental period with some plans being implemented, and the judge wants to see whether they are accomplishing the goals?
I wouldn't call it an experimental phase. I would say that what has happened because of the breadth of the plan is that sub-pieces of the plan have been phased in, so that we are more likely to see results on some of those phases more quickly than others.
And is there some time that you would anticipate this comes to a head where the district court adopts or approves the final plan?
Well, the district court has approved the plan. It is the unitary status plan. The district court does not have to take any action with respect to the implementing plans unless there is a disagreement with respect to them that the special master can't resolve. And then we get into the process that we've been talking about here this morning. But the district, if all went well, the district's court job would be essentially finished between the time that it approved the unitary status plan in February 2013 and when it next heard from the school district saying that it would like to be declared unitary or to be relieved of one of the green factors. What has happened here is that there has been court involvement because there has been dispute with respect to some, but I stress some, not all, of the implementing plans. And given the large number of implementing plans that this unitary status plan called for, actually very few. The three in the record are the discipline plan, where the special master basically said that he didn't agree with the plaintiff's objection, the admissions process for University High School, which we've talked about, and one relating to the director for culturally responsive pedagogy, where ultimately the school district and the special master resolved the issue, and the objections that had been made by my clients essentially were rejected. And that's essentially all that the court has ruled on.
Thank you. Thank you.
And thank you very much for your time, Your Honors.